Let's take a look at some real-world problems today. When we do our problems, they're going to fall into three categories, and this first one is going to be quadratic. Here's why. Phil hit 5 more home runs than Charlie did last season. The product, so we're going to be multiplying, of their home runs from last year is 2004. How many home runs did Charlie hit last season? So we've got Phil times Charlie, and it's going to come out to 204. So the question is, how many home runs did Charlie hit? So that's going to be our x. So we need to have a way to represent Phil's home runs. Well, it says in the problem that Phil hit 5 more than Charlie. So if Charlie hit x and Phil hit 5 more, that's going to be x plus 5. So what we need to do is distribute with x squared plus 5x equals 204. And then, because we have the x squared, we're going to have to set our problem equal to 0 and factor. So I will subtract that 204 from each side. So now we need to factor, and I know it's going to be x times x. 204 is really quite a large problem, but I'm looking at my answer choices. I don't think it's 199. And so these are our 3 answers left. I'm just going to guess and check with 17. So on my calculator, I'm going to take 204 and divide it by 17 to see if that goes in evenly. Okay, so 204 is 12 times 17. And to get negative 204, we'll need a positive 17 and a negative 12. So our factors, x plus 17 and x minus 12 equals 0. When we solve those, x is negative 17 and positive 12. Well, you can't hit negative home runs, so our answer would be 12. Anything that's a word problem for MCA ACT that talks about products is usually going to end up being a quadratic, where you have to set it equal to 0 and then factor. So let's take a look at number 2. Nice little picture there, not drawn to scale. So John's patio is 7 feet by 12 feet. So it must be 7 feet by 12 feet. He will be increasing the width and the length by x feet. So he's going to add on x here, and he's going to add on another x over there. He wants the area of his new patio to be at least 204 square feet. Determine all possible values of x. Well, we have a rectangle, and I know for a rectangle, area is length times width or base times height. And when I look at this problem, our base, or our length, is x plus 12. So I've got x plus 12. And our width is x plus 7. And it says it wants to be at least 204. So I'm going to say equals 204 and come back and adjust for at least. So then I need to multiply my 2 binomials. When I get done distributing everything, we get x squared plus 19x plus 84 equals 204. It is quadratic because of the squared, so we need to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 204 from each side, and that gives us x squared plus 19x minus 120 equals 0. So we're going to factor, and I need factors of 120 that are 19 apart. So I'm going to guess and check using my answers. I noticed there happened to be 2 5s, so I'm going to see what happens when I divide 120 by 5. Well, that's 24, and 24 and 5, if we subtract them, we get that 19. So those are going to be our answers. So we have plus 24 and a negative 5. So when we factor, we have x plus 24 times x minus 5 equals 0. Set both factors equal to 0. We get negative 24 and positive 5. In geometry, we can't have a length of negative 24. So our answer is 5. But it's saying we have to be at least 204. If you are given directions from your favorite math teacher, and I said, okay, here's some money, and you have to go to movies and you have to spend at least $20. So if you think about it, if that's your homework assignment from your favorite math teacher, you could spend $20. You could spend $21. You could spend $1,000. So we need numbers that are at $20 or bigger. Back into context in our problem, we need numbers that are 5 or bigger. So our answer choice is A. Question 3. A university currently has 27,000 enrolled students. Due to a discounted tuition, the university expects the number of enrolled students to increase at a rate of 5% per year. If the expected increase occurs, which function represents the number of enrolled students? Well, we know that this is going to be exponential because we have a rate. So it's your initial amount times your rate, and then that's to the number of years. So if we think about it, the initial number of students is 27,000, and we're growing at a rate of 5%. If I multiply 27,000 by 5%, it's going to get small. So what happens is every year there's 100%, plus they're going to grow another 5%. So each year...
Adrian, stop fighting and stop screaming right now, or you will need to leave the building.
Well, that was pleasant. So we have 105%, which when we move our decimal 2 places to the left, we get 1.05. So that would be our correct answer, and it matches with D. In number 4, the current population of Dallas, Texas is about 1,260,000 people. This is a function. I love it when they give us the equation. It means it's going to be easy. That function gives the predicted population in T years. About what will the population be in 8 years? Well, 8 is T. All they're asking us to do is plug in 8 for T. And see what we get. So do that on your calculator. Make sure that works out for you. I'm not going to leave the answer here. This is one that you're going to have to answer on your own. But it's just a calculator problem. So, number 5, the equation of A equals 1/2 x times x minus 3 describes the area A of a triangular sandbox, where x is the length in feet. So x is the length. What would be the length of the base of the feet of the sandbox if the area is 14? So they're saying if we take our formula and say it has to come out to 14, we just have to solve for x. Well, I don't like fractions on my problems, so I'm going to clear that out by multiplying by the reciprocal of 1/2. So then what happens is we have x times x minus 3 equals 28. Let's distribute. So x squared minus 3x equals 28. Because of x squared, we're going to have to set this equal to 0 and factor. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 28. And then we want to factor both of those parts. Factors of 28 would be negative 7 and 4. So x minus 7 equals 0, and x plus 4 equals 0. So our answers are positive 7 and negative 4. Again, we can't have the base of a triangle be negative anything. So our correct answer is B. Question 6. A rental car company charges a base fee of $45 plus 45 cents per mile. If X represents the miles, which of the following equations could be used to find Y, the total cost? Well, it's $45.48 for a flat fee, plus they have to spend 45 cents for every single mile that they drive, and we aren't really sure how many 45s are there. So that converts into 45 times the number of miles, because that goes on forever. So all we have to do is pick our answer choice that matches this. And they wrote it backwards, so be careful where the X is. So that's a linear problem because there's no X squared. In this next problem, a forest owned in the Jumbo Lumber Corporation contains 7,815 trees. Oh, but the Jumbo Lumber Company cuts down 72 trees every day. So they're going to start the 7,815. But every single day they're going to take 72 off of that. So we'd have to multiply by the number of days. So our correct answer choice for this one would be A. Number 8 is similar, so you are going to work number 8 on your own. Number 9 is a great problem. Kevin and Tara are changing their rectangular storage closet into a game room. They decide that they're going to add 3x feet to each part. And they're saying the closet was initially 6 feet by 5 feet. Which equation shows the new area? Well, area is going to be length times width. The length is 3x plus 6. And the width is 3x plus 5. So what we need to do now is multiply all of these in, or FOIL, however you call it. That will give you the correct answer. So that's another one you get to finish on your own. So here's Erica, and she went shopping for new clothes. She bought a pair of jeans for $35.96 and several shirts, and the shirts were $12.21 each. If X represents the number of shirts that she bought, what's the equation for Y? Well, it's $12.21 per shirt, so for every shirt we're going to multiply by $12.21. So our correct answer for number 10 would be D. So remember, you need to go back and finish a couple of these problems and make sure you have your note sheet that accompanies this. If you have any questions, as always, ask your favorite math teacher.